December's CSIS-Schieffer School Dialogue discusses the impact Wikileaks is having on public policy and journalism. CSIS's own Dr. John Hamry said that what was most remarkable about the leaks is that information revealed is consistent with what we already know about U.S. policy.
Democracies have to undertake, governments have to do things in secret, but democracies have to ultimately sustain a public debate about their policies and their goals. What was remarkable here was how consistent this was. We did not see any activity being reported that was not broadly sustained by our public discourse. So, I mean, but democracies do need to have the capacity to have private conversations. And I know you think it's, you know, so what if it's about making relations harder? That is an important dimension. And if there was a broad disconnect between what we were saying as a nation to our citizens publicly and what we were saying to ourselves privately, it would be a more legitimate complaint.
We had a sort of elaborate arrangement to publish this on a schedule, on a rough schedule by topic, with The Guardian, with El País in Spain, with Le Monde in France, and with Der Spiegel, the magazine in Germany. And so we kind of had a rough schedule for about 10 days or 2 weeks of days and subjects. But we also identified about 100 cables that we wanted to publish on the New York Times website, and we gave those to the State Department and said, they had them of course, but we identified those 100 cables.
You told them you had them.
We told them we had them, and these are the ones that we intend to publish. And do you have, do you want to participate in sort of advising us on what you think might be particularly damaging or dangerous if it's published?
What do you make, Karen, and I'll ask all of you this, of this so-called anonymous group that sprung up to sort of take on the people who took on WikiLeaks, like PayPal, that closed their account, and Amazon, and so forth? Should we all be shaking in our boots here that these people might be going after all of us here if you say an ugly word about WikiLeaks or something?
I think it's distressing. I think it's kind of sad that, and it's a reflection of, I think, what's some of the worst of the internet and social networking, that it simply throws things up against the wall like spaghetti to see what will stick. And I don't want to say that the mainstream media or lamestream media or whatever you want to call it, has an inside, should have an inside avenue into all that's good and worth talking about. But I do think that there's a responsibility to look at what's done with information, and information in and of itself is not worth all that much unless you have a context to put it in.
I would just say, as a journalist, I think there are times when a journalist puts his judgment ahead of that of someone in the government. Just because somebody's in the government doesn't mean, that doesn't automatically, wisdom doesn't automatically accrue with the title as a government official. And I think there's a question when it comes to it, when you have caught the government in an absolute lie, and it's a significant lie, and you're able to show that it's a lie, then I think a journalist is justified in publishing that. And I mean, I think that's kind of what American journalism is all about.